Hey guys, what's up? Hope you all doing good. Welcome back to the channel Fly with Joy. And back, we are back. Oh yeah, boy, we are back. So trying to make more and more constant videos. Gonna be more relevant and more constant. So this was not a planned motor vlog. I don't get time at all. I made a motor vlog under daytime, which came out pretty good, but unfortunately, it didn't sound very really well because I didn't keep the mic properly, and the angles were also just very normal and okay, and I didn't have space inside the memory card, so I couldn't continue. So this angle I just tried right now is very new for me. I'm not sure how it is working right now, what kind of angle you guys are getting. Hope this at least works. It's okay. So the more and more I mess up, the more and more I'm gonna learn. Yeah, so let's stop this and let's cut to the chase. Yeah, so the reason why I am motovlogging right now is because I would like to give my a honest opinion and rider experience after 2000 kilometers on this brand new Duke 390 Gen 3 version 2024 variant. Okay, so right now we are in sport, the regular street mode. Traction control on, MTC, or sorry, the launch control is not gonna work, and ABS is on road. Everything is normal. Okay, if you guys see over here. So the first thing which I want to give a review about is gonna be the comfort on this motorcycle. Okay, so this is of course it's a Duke 390, and Duke 390 is from KTM, and KTM's are not made for comfort, they are made for performance. The engines, the acceleration, okay, the peppiness basically on the engine is made for performance. If I just throttle it right now, it can go, it can literally go. It's not even in the full potential right now because I limited it right now. I put it on the street mode, the traction control is off, the launch control is off. I mean, the launch control doesn't work on the street mode, I guess, I'm not sure. So this is not even in the full potential, okay, but still it can go very quick. So this is made for people who can adapt to new things. Let's say from a commuter, okay, a commuter like 100cc, 150cc, for them this is not the motorcycle. Okay, so for the commuters, for scooters, people who only ride scooters mostly, this is not the motorcycle. You can go for something like if you're planning to get a bike, and if you want, you can go for the Duke 200. But personally I would suggest, if you want my suggestion, then you can go for the Duke 250, which personally I love the most, okay, because that is even more tractile than this. This is a freaking beast. Okay, this because I don't want to regret later, but practicality is when you purchase a 250, because you can go fast on it, okay, and you can do a lot of things on it for sure. It is not the slowest, it is yet the fastest 250, I believe. Okay, the Gixxer, I don't know, I'm not sure about the power figures. So comfort wise, in the riding experience, it's not going to be very pleasing because you have to keep your attention always, because you have to be attentive on the road, because this maniac can do anything at any time. Okay, and the seat comfort is complete shit. So the seat is a hell lot of painful. So the foot pegs are very rear seated for sure. It is for the sporty feeling, like it can actually feel good when you ride fast, so for that purpose, and that is pretty good. And there are some extra features which I would count it into the comfort part, because right now if you guys see, we are in 4th gear, okay, and if we are going fast, I'll just go to 5th without touching the clutch. I'll just go to 6th, without touching the clutch. Okay, and if I want to slow down, I just be like, you see that? So I don't want to push it too much. That's the reason. That was kind of a bad road, so I didn't want to leave my hands because of that. Okay, so if you guys must have seen the performance, the comfort when it comes to the accessories, it's gonna be more helpful. So traction control and all this machine, all this technology is gonna make your life easy. So I would call it comfort. So you don't have to be always aware of getting your tires lose traction and fall. So because if there is any situation like that, it is gonna initiate that power cutoff, and you will be saved by doing that. So that is pretty good. So that counts under the comfort. And the handlebars, yes, you'll get used to it. In the start, of course, it's gonna hurt. The back is gonna hurt, but I keep sliding towards the front of the seat, which I don't like. Okay, let's speak about the other part. The other important part is the looks. So it is, and so the looks are obviously, it is the most subjective part. Okay, a lot of people don't like this look. Personally, when I saw this bike, when I was standing outside my office, I saw a guy getting the 390. Okay, not the 250. The 250 was not out at that time, I believe. So I saw the 390. I was like, yuck, what the hell is this? And slowly after within a year, I fell in love with this, and guess what, I got it. It looks pretty sick. So the more you look at it, the more you will fall in love with this particular look. The designs are screaming sharp. Of course, the front panels, the air vents, everything is functional for sure. So let's speak about the next part, the fuel expenses. Kitna deti hai? So personally, as I mentioned, so I have done all types of roads. I have done traffic, bad roads, good roads, highways. So as per like, it's a new bike. So the first 1000 kilometers, I definitely measured how much I'm getting in the mileage. The second 1000 kilometers, of course, I did. After 2000 kilometers only, I stopped measuring the fuel expenses. So as far as I'm getting on the first 500 kilometers itself, I was getting very less. I was getting somewhere around 10, 15, 18, because I didn't get to open the motorcycle properly or go to an for a longer ride. I was inside and I was riding in the traffic to put on that like 1000 kilometers. So I had to take it to the work and all. So it was kind of difficult, hard on my pocket as well. But after that, after 500 kilometers, I don't know how, it automatically started getting better. I mean, I always go, I track. It started like 15, 18, 10. Then it went to 22, 25. Okay, and at times I started getting 28. I'm not speaking about over here, okay? I'm speaking about filling it and testing it properly. Okay, so I was testing like 100 kilometers or less than that, or not even 100 kilometers, like 60 kilometers. So I was getting 13, 18. Sometimes if I'm like riding nicely, if I'm not opening the throttle much, if I'm not going to the, say, more than 6000 or 7000 RPM, then I'm getting like around 25 to 28. And that become a little constant after that. And on a ride at Lonavala, while going, I was riding very slow. So I got somewhere around how much? Somewhere around 32, 31, I guess. Like that was the maximum which I ever thought I can make, because I was riding pretty slow. Okay, most of the times when I was actually in the guard road, I filled and I checked. So I was like getting somewhere around 31 once. Okay, just once. The tires, yes, that's a wear and tear part. So that is something, it depends on how the people are gonna use. So these tires are very good. These are like proper race tires, and it is not gonna last much, as far as I've seen. And even the tire itself showing signs, just purpose of the tires, so let's not complain about that. So when I'll be switching, I'll be getting some good tires for sure. I'll be going with something people recommend. Let's see. I have people who recommend. And apart from that, if you have any recommendation, please do. I will surely give it a try. So the brakes are freaking good. It cannot be any better than this. Like it actually stops, man. It actually stops. No, like no matter what speed you are in, it actually can stop if you just know how to brake properly. Okay, if you know how to engine brake in the emergency situations, and this brakes is actually very useful in that situations basically. Okay, so this is going to be very handy, like an emergency situation, I'm saying specifically. So that is there for sure. So I'll try to rush it a little bit. So this is a good road for sure. So this doesn't feel like it's going on 100 plus. It feels like it's going very normally right now. It does it very easily, guys. It does it very easily. See? I told you, right? Like I didn't even do engine braking, I just did normal braking. So it does very, very easily, man. So hands off for that. I guess I did like something around 140. So this is the most important part which I wanted to highlight. So this one has a small issue. Okay, it's not an issue, it's a good thing. But for riders like me who also like to have a proper view, it's gonna be difficult because you don't have much space. There is very less space. Okay, and when there is very less space, we have to keep an eye on the road. Basically it demands that the attention on the road, less on the bike. So that is something which I personally noticed and I experienced even right now when I was like on 140, I didn't even get to see. I was like, I just saw once just to check the speed. That's it. And yeah, don't do all this. Not recommended for sure. It is an highway, so I did that. And it's almost very late. I have to be home as soon as possible now. I just came out for this and also to finish some work. So the work is done and this is done. We are heading home now. So I just came all the way here just to keep speaking about this on the vlog. And yes guys, if you like the video, do subscribe to Fly with Joy. Okay.
So please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million likes. So please sarapakarai. Yes. Okay, thank you.